shout out to my co-reporter who had been asking me earlier about Karen Huger and how she was doing in jail. So for those of you who may not be aware, or just as a reminder, Karen Huger from the Real Housewives of Potomac was sentenced to 1 year in jail and then 1 year suspended as well. And so she was immediately booked into her local Maryland County jail. And we haven't really heard too much about how she's been doing in there because her husband, Raymond Huger, has been keeping her circle extra tight. People like her RHOP co-star Giselle Bryant are not part of her inner jail circle because Giselle is known for being a blabbermouth and looking for anything going on in anybody else's lives to make a storyline in her own portions or scenes of the show. And Karen and Ray are not going to give that to her. However, there is a source close to her who made it into the inner circle, who is now speaking out under the guise of anonymity. And this source says that Karen is now terrified of being targeted by other inmates. Quote, she's a celebrity, and quite rightly, she'll be singled out as a target. She's also drowning in legal bills. She's having total panic attacks, insomnia, and not eating. Of course, it's very sad to hear how the grande dame of Potomac, Karen Huger, is carrying on in jail. I thought she would have been like Jen Shaw. Jen Shaw was thrown in there. You know, what is the LVP, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tagline that we all know and love? Throw me to the wolves, and I shall return leading the pack. That is what Jen Shaw did in her prison, and she's doing hard time. I thought that Karen would be able to do the same over there at the local Maryland County jail, but nope. Apparently she is shivering in her boots. I feel badly for her, but again, I think that the jail time was very much deserved. In fact, she probably should have gotten even more now that she was on her like fourth DUI. I don't know, y'all, maybe y'all feel differently, but that is where I'm at with her. I don't really have too much sympathy. I think that this was long overdue for her. And so I'm happy that now she finally is behind bars, thinking long and hard about what she did. And I don't think that she will get another DUI after this. And if she gets another DUI after this, I low-key want her to get life in prison, because we're not playing anymore with these drunk drivers. They wreak havoc on us. I still have not forgotten that story from a couple of months ago where these people, they were from the NHL. An NHL player was getting ready to go to his wedding, get married, his whole family, everybody was driving to that wedding. What happened? Drunk driver took his life and took several other family members' lives. We've had it with these people. There's no excuse for drunk driving. Ali said, no one said jail was easy. Don't be a criminal then, period. Petty LaBelle says, I mean, jail isn't comfortable, right? It's not supposed to be. J.I. says, I don't feel bad for Karen. Her drunk driving could have killed people. She needs to stay in there to detox as long as possible. I agree. Cam says, I doubt that everyone in there will know who she is, especially with her wig and makeup off. Cam, sit in the corner right now. You are messy. Lynn is in Australia. Thank you so much for confirming. I love my Australia peeps. What is winter like for you guys in Australia? Because to me, from the outside looking in, it always looks like it's just summer. Hey, Luz. Hey, Hold My Foot, Joe. Nice to have y'all here. And welcome to everybody else as well who's just joining us for the morning report. D Mommy says maybe she'll remember her sentence next time she is drunk thinking about getting behind that wheel. Yes, yes, yes. I'm happy that we're all on the same page about this. And it's so unfortunate that at this age, she's in her 60s. Why did it take you getting into your 60s? Why are you still drunk driving into your 60s, Karen? You know, even if you're in your 20s or whatever, I still don't think there's an excuse. But in your 20s, it's before your full brain is developed or whatever. It's a different story than when you're in your 60s. If you've been repeatedly doing this for decades, throw the book at you. Tadisha says, I feel bad for Karen too, but she honestly needed this wake-up call. Exactly. Sorry, Karen. Sorry. We're sad to hear that you're not doing too well behind bars, but like everybody else said, that's the point. Jail is meant to be difficult, to discourage you from doing the things that you do or did to end up there in the first place. I hope that they do not pull her out early due to overcrowding or good behavior or whatever. 4 DUIs deserves for her to be spending a full year in jail. Now, you guys, our next story, speaking of jail. Now, here's someone that shouldn't be in jail. Well, I'm just joking. Maybe he should be. I don't know. It hurts my heart to say it because this is our shared boyfriend now that we're talking about, Luigi. I've got a little bit of an update about Luigi for y'all. And unfortunately, it is not good. They truly want to make an example out of him by seeking the maximum. And do you guys remember this perp walk that they did with him with the mayor behind him and everything? Mind you, the mayor himself is an alleged criminal who's facing his own criminal charges, right? So the higher ups, the powers that be, the elites, the ruling class are not happy that the world is rooting for Luigi. In fact, the world has almost raised $1 million towards Luigi's defense fund for after he allegedly shot the healthcare CEO from a healthcare company that famously has been allowing for their clients to die, basically, right? In the name of profits and in the name of money. What was the slogan? Deny, depose, defend. So Luigi allegedly, right? Because we don't know yet, he's only been accused, he's not been found guilty. But a person decided to take matters into their own hands when it comes to the situation. That person is alleged to be Luigi. And now the Attorney General, U.S. Attorney General Pamela Bondi, has just announced that she is seeking the DEATH penalty for him. And I want to know what you guys think about this, okay? So the exact statement reads, and I quote, Luigi Mangione's murder of Brian Thompson, what murder? An innocent man and father of 2 young children, was a premeditated, cold-blooded assassination that shocked America. After careful consideration, I have directed federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty in this case as we carry out President Trump's agenda to stop violent crime and make America safe again. This was signed off on April 1st, so just yesterday, but it is not an April Fool's joke. How do y'all feel about this? Because here's the thing, he's accused of pulling the trigger on one person, right? Which is a terrible thing to do nonetheless. However, the charges and just the way that all of this has been handled and publicized, it feels very different from the way that these things typically are handled, right? You know, you see people shoot up grocery stores, cinemas, churches, schools, and they're not exactly treated the same way that this person has been treated. It almost feels as though they are sending a message that certain lives have more value than others. So if you are a CEO, if you are rich, if you are part of, the 1%, then anything that happens to you is 1,000 times worse than what happens to anybody else, and people need to face the maximum. So I don't know. I want to know what you guys say. Again, what happened there is sad. This person had children, just like the victims of the insurance industry, right? Who were having their claims denied consistently had children, right? It's sad. This person had a wife, a family, friends. It's sad. However, it feels like we're being told that a CEO's life is worth more than anybody else's life based off of how the accused in the situation is being treated. Right? Lynn says in Australia, they don't do the death penalty stuff. They haven't had it in many, many years. Good morning, Hamlets. Joy says they'll turn him into a martyr and make things worse. I really feel like they wanna give him the maximum, and like that it's fixed no matter how much people rally behind him, how much people raise. It feels like this is something that they want to do to send a message. Lou says death penalty. So again, a CEO's life is more important than all of us. They're creating more Luigis, right? And there are people with even less to lose than Luigi. Luigi came from a family with money. Luigi had looks. Luigi had everything going for him. He was young. There are a lot of people, disgruntled people, who don't have all of that stuff going for them. BR says, free Luigi. They don't even give school pew-pews the DP, right? what kind of message are they sending? Saima says people who've done worse haven't gotten the penalty. Mind you, the CEO probably, yes, off more people by denying insurance. And I agree. Why isn't that being talked about? That is why people are rallying behind Luigi. The press tries to make it look like people are just attracted to him or enamored by his looks. Yes, does his face card not decline? I cannot deny that, right? He's a good looking guy. However, it's the message at the end of the day that a lot of Americans, particularly because you guys are the ones with a messed up healthcare system, ours is free. This is a message that you guys really, truly can relate to. Petty LaBelle says, I just can't ignore how United Healthcare was responsible for my daughter being in the ICU for weeks because they denied the medication she needed. And I'm so sorry to hear that, Petty LaBelle. Wow. Right? So many of you have been touched by this insurance agency or by any insurance agency in regards to your health. And these people kind of telling you that you don't matter, essentially. It's all about profits, extracting as much money as they can from you while giving you as little as possible. Lotus says he needs to be turned into a Catholic saint. Cam says, and it's a first-time offense. There are so many people that should be getting a D penalty, right? Best of luck to Luigi. Don't forget, you guys, there is a fundraiser, and it's almost at $1 million towards his defense fund to help him fight these charges. Ramster says, I feel horrible for how he was treated and the pain he's in, but you can't go around deleting people. It should be taken into account, however, why he was in pain. And I agree. I just wish that they would treat him similarly to other accused shooters who've only shot one person. Steph says his attorney better plead for crime of passion. Right. Hi, Amanda. Right? You guys, keep an eye out on this. Keep an eye out on this. And look, Steph, someone else is saying the same thing. Bunny says Luigi committed a crime of passion. He was pissed as his claims were denied. He was in pain. So again, I think that there's a good defense for him, and he shouldn't be getting this penalty. However, I think that Donald Trump and his cronies want to send a message. They are scared, and they want for you guys, the 99%, to be scared. Right? Hey, Melody, nice to see you. And you know what? It's been a while since I checked on 90 Day Fiance. I'm going to have to see what's going on. I did see the reunion where that guy who was married to Sophie was yelling at her, was yelling at Jasmine over her pregnancy and her situation with Gino. It was so weirdly aggressive. You would think he were her ex-husband. It was weird vibes. And, I did want to talk about that. So thanks for bringing it up.